Well, is this thing on? I think this thing's on. Welcome everybody to another Georgia Archery podcast. It's this is where we talk about anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers wherever they may shoot. How is everybody doing tonight? It has been one of those days. A whole lot of stuff in the archery world going on. I hope everybody is doing good. Let's just start off. Three major bow companies are launched today. Y'all been watching the videos and watching the reviews and watching the pictures and seeing all the new stuff. Needless to say, the shop has been hopping today. We're going to let a few more people get in here. Yes, it's just me tonight. I missed last week. It's just how it works sometimes. And, we want to make sure everybody's got going through. What's up, Greg? Um, Good to see you. The Arc. Yeah, that was one. Matthews launched their two new bows. And it's definitely been an interesting day. So we went around and what up there, Broom? Broom man. What's up, Brooman? Yeah, we was hopping at the store today because let's we can talk about them in order. My darn computer's acting funny today. We got a few people watching. A few people over there on the Instagrams. I can't see any you know messages. I have to click back and forth to see them. They don't come into my app for some reason. So I see you over there, Faith and Archery, and I see you, Jazz. It's good to see y'all over there on Instagrams. Got 6 or 7 people watching on Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, it's been one of them days. It's definitely been interesting because it is well um it's launch day for 3 big brands in the shop, for most shops. So good evening there, Bear. Good to see you. um But yeah, so let's start at the top. I think the first one that launched out first thing this morning, they went early, was the new Matthews bows. If you hadn't seen them yet, it's the ARC. It's the Arc, the sharpest edge yet. Um, they have 2 configurations, well, more than 2, but a lot of different options for that new. They got an angled bridge lock stabilizer. They got a new Engage Arc limbs. They got a new integrated bridge lock V mount. It's very interesting. They have a SWZ, SWX, which is a switch weight X mods, and a Z mod. If you hadn't seen that, um, so some low pro quivers. They got the new colors in the bond grip, the SES sling, and the SES Connect system is a little different on the new bow. So yeah, so let's talk about it. We have the Arc 30 and the Arc 34. Um, it comes in tons of different colors. $1,459 for the Arc 30. Comes in a bunch of different colors. Yes, this bow definitely been new bow, and lots of different colors. They have a couple of new colors that come in. A new Kodiak brown, which is a really dark brown color for Matthews. I'm reading the specs off of here because I haven't memorized them yet. 6-inch brace height, 348 feet per second, 30-inch axle. Draw weight comes in 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80. Goes from 25 to 30 and a half inches with 80 or 85% let off. And guess what? The physical weight went under 4 pounds. So it's 3.99 pounds. And it's got the SWX-2 cam. So I do not have any fade options in the shop right now. So, sorry about that. Actually, there were 4 bows that came in today. So 2 of them are set up so everybody can shoot them, a 30 and a 34. And there's, I guess, well, now there's another 34. I got one more 34 I could probably sell. But more bows are coming. And I don't remember if I ordered any fades. Fades didn't really sell as good last year. So I ordered probably some of the new colors and some of the base colors that always sell pretty good. Arc 34. So now we got a longer bow. 1569. Comes in all those same beautiful finishes. And we'll read the specs for that one. So it's a 6.5-inch brace height, 343. Axle's 34. Comes in that same 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 off a mod to 80 pounds. And then 26.5 to 32 inches. So that bow fits a lot of folks. And 80 and 85%. And that bow only weighs 4.3 pounds. So that's a freaking, it's crazy how companies, I mean, we're not talking about one company. We're just talking about companies in general. Every year set the bar higher and higher and higher. Right? So what y'all think about that bow? Anybody seen it, touched it, filled it? I haven't, honestly, I have not shot it yet. I'll be honest with you. I haven't shot it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to shoot it. I just hadn't have a chance. We got it when it came out of the box. We were setting it up and people walking in the door and everybody wanted to touch and feel it. So, that's how it worked on that end. Welcome everybody who's here. I see more folks loading in here. It's about 10 of them now. So, we were talking about the Matthews bow, the new Arc in the 30 and a 34. We're going to move on to the next one that launched a little bit later. I think Matthews jumped it early. They went in as early as they could. But Hoyt launched their new bows. Anybody see those bows yet? So they have a carbon RX10. RX10 Ultra. What up there, Brian? Good to see you. They also have an RX short draw. And they have an RX LD. So they have one cam that'll do long draw, short draw to fit all of those different bows. They also have the Alpha AX3, 29 and 33 inches. Want you to try one, Brian, see if you like it? Dude, I wish that I could just jump on there and show everybody bows. Yeah, so Hoyt has a essentially in the RX line, which is the carbon line, they end up with a RX10 Ultra, the short draw and the long draw. So let's go through the list. RX10 is a 342. It's a 30 and a half inch axle bow. It's got a 6 1/8 brace height, 4.1 pounds. Goes from 29 to 30 inches, and you can get it in increments of 40, 50, 60, 70, or 80 pound limb. The RX Ultra is 340, so it loses about 2 feet per second, but it's a 33 and a half inch draw axle to axle, and it has a little bit bigger brace height with 6 3/8. It weighs 4.5 pounds. Goes from 26 to 31 in the same draw weight range. I missed some pricing. So the pricing on that is the first one is $21.50 or $49. The next one is $21.99. Short draw is $21.99, and the short draw goes from 23 to 27. and it only goes to 70 pounds. It's got a 5 5/8 brace height, and it's a 30 5/16. Does 310. And then the long draw guy, which he's got all the arm in the world, 355 feet per second on the ATA scale. 33 1/4 inch axle. It's a 7 5/8 brace height. A 4.6 pounds. Goes from 31 1/4 to 33 inches, and you can get it from 40 to 80 pounds. That's a whole lot of darn carbon bows right there, so you can pick out which one you want. In the Alpha AX3, they have a 29, a 33, a short draw, and a long draw. The 29 and the 33 both are 340 feet per second. The 29 is 29 1/2 inch axle. The brace height is 6 3/8. It bow weighs 4.4 pounds. That's an aluminum bow at 4.4 pounds. And it goes from 25 inches to 30 inches with a 40 to 80 pound, depending on which limb you get. The 33 is a 33 5/16 axle. It's got a same brace height at 6 3/8. It weighs a little bit more because it's a little longer, so it's 4.75. And it goes from 26 to 31 with the same adjustments. SD 310, 29 1/2, 6-inch brace height, weighs 4.25, 4 1/4 pounds. Goes from 23 to 27, and they goes all the way up from 30 to 70. So you can get a little lower poundage in that bow and a little higher. And then them long draw guys are 355, 33 1/4, 7 5/8 brace height, and it's 4.85 pounds. It goes from 31 1/4 to 33 inches, all the way up. Man, them things are just this. Yeah, well, Greg, I agree with you on the state of the economy, but I don't believe that those bows that I just talked about, the aluminum bows, are $14.99, $15.49. So I will. You talk about state, right? Brian said, Yanks 2000. That's a lot for a hunting bow, right? So Hoyt did release a few days ago their economic bow. That's what I'm going to call it. We're not going to call it it's just a better price point. It's called the Enduro. Does 228 feet per second. It's 30-inch axle, 7-inch brace height. It's got a big brace height. 4.65 pounds. It goes from 24 to 30 inches, and it goes from 35 to 70 pounds, depending on which configuration you go. And the map price on that, or the MSRP, is $849. So, yeah, it depends on the carbons are $21.50. The aluminums are cheaper, Greg. But that Enduro is going to be it's a CNC machine riser. It's got all the bells and whistles on a better price point. So that'll be a good bow for the starter guy. I can tell you this. My first bow, this is going to date me, and Brian understands this completely because we're in that little bit older age group. Paying those prices for years. You know, welcome to the club for sure. Yeah, I'm going to pop that up so everybody can see that. If you didn't see her quote, Donald said, competition archers have been paying that for a long time. So, welcome to the club. But I bought my first bow, brand new bow, I should say. Brought my first brand new bow when, yes, it is replacing the Torex. And it is a upgrade, not a vertical. It is a CNC machine riser, not a cast riser. So. Yeah, that's no doubt. But I took her around and I went, and when I turned 15 years old, the only thing I asked for is I'd been shooting a bow since I was 12. And it was always a borrowed bow or somebody else's bow or this, that, and other. I decided at 15, I wanted all I wanted for my birthday was for everybody to give me money so I could go buy my first bow. And I went to the archery shop in my local town, and I went in and I said, okay, I want this bow, which was their top end bow at the time, flagship bow at the time. I got bow, arrows, rest, sight, the whole setup. Bow case, broadheads, a dozen arrows, the whole 9 yards. I walked out of there with $584.37. So Chuck, you're 100% right. That was I had just calling out what the bows were. I didn't give all the features. Plenty of darn different colors. They got some new colors. They got a new color. We're from Georgia, right? They have a new color, and they call it Georgia Clay. I want everybody to go look at it and tell me what you think. It's a different color for sure. And they also have another color, and it's called Sandstorm. So they released 2 new colors along with their normal lines. Yeah, Brian, paper tune is just a start, as you know, but when you have those easy systems of tuning, and I'm not going to name brands, I'm going to talk about easy systems, because most manufacturers now have something to easy tune. And a lot of times your broadheads, hunting bows in particular, your broadheads and your field tips don't always hit exactly like you want them to. So having a tuning system of some sort to be able to do just that is definitely a good thing. The tuning system is called the XTS system from Hoyt, and it will do, it's a patent pending tuning system, delivers quick and simple, precise tuning with no press required. And if you look at it, you stand at the paper, and you manipulate it every which way you need to get the paper going. So it's a pretty good team. Oh yeah, well there's a lot of different. Elite has a tuning system. They call it their set system. Matthews has their system now on the X that they move. Bowtech has had a system that drives the cams back and forth forever, deadlock system. And I'll be honest, Hoyt was behind on a tuning system. Darton had their system. There's some other small brands out there that are putting systems. Bear has a system on their tuning system on their bows now. A lot of their higher end bows. So yeah, it's one of those things that is normal in a bow today. Is a tuning system. So it's pretty neat. I haven't played with it too much, but I think it's going to be a pretty cool system. It's something Hoyt needed for sure. So, but there was another launch today. The Prime Divide series. And if you've seen the form, everybody saw the form when, yes, Prime. If anybody saw the form, it was I call it a hybrid bow. It's a mix between a carbon and a aluminum. So aluminum, they say aluminum where the aluminum is needed and carbon where it's not, to make the bow lighter. So their new Divide series has several different bows in the line. So today they released, let's see here, make sure I give you the right thing. They had a 31. ATA is a 31. They also have a 33. They have a 35 and a 37. Prime made a tournament bow. And it's got that carbon rod in it. And I'm not going to lie, that bow shoots good. I like it a lot as far as the feel of the bow because it's totally different. If you think about a 37-inch axle bow, weighs 4.3 pounds. That's unreal. Unreal. But we go through to the 31. They have it in two different brace heights versions. So they have a 6-inch brace height and a 7-inch brace height. Draw lengths go from 25.5 to 29.5 on the 31, and then 26.5 to 30.5, depending on if it's the 6 or the 7. You can get it in 40 to 80 pound increments, depending on what you want to, and the speed is about 335. They have a 33, both has the 6 and the 7, so you can pick it out what you want. It weighs 4.1 pounds, a 33-inch bow. So it has in two different variations, the 6 and the 7, so you can get it from 26 to 30 or 27 to 31. All the different 8, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 increments. And it's 339 or 331, depending on the brace height. That's pretty cool. Ain't got no more money. Gonna have to shoot this bow. I understand. Look, next 40 years. I don't believe that, Brian. I don't believe that at all. You'll find something that you can't live without, and you'll have to go get it. There's no doubt about it. The 35 on their website is a 6 and a 7-inch brace height, 4.2 pounds. 35-inch bow that only weighs 4.2 pounds. Goes from 26.5 to 30.5 or 27.5, 31. Same limb configurations, and it's 338 and 330. The one I was most impressed with Prime, just because I know for a fact that Prime has not made a tournament size bow in God knows how long. I think it was the CT9. So anything since they went back to single cam, or I don't call it whatever they call it, but it's not the dual cam that sits side by side. Ever since they went single cam, they ain't made a tournament bow. This is a tournament bow. Let me borrow $1. I'll loan you $1, man. You can borrow $1. Interest rate's gonna kill you though, man. You might owe me $100 by the time it's over. Just kidding. It comes in a 6-inch brace height and a 7-inch brace height. 4.3 pounds, 27 to 31 and 28 to 32. And you can get it in all the different limb configurations. 337 and 329. Yeah, the Black 9. That's what it is, Eric. I couldn't remember what it was. But they haven't made a bow that was longer than 34 inches in forever. And now they have a 35 and a 37. So I mean, that's unreal. That is definitely unreal. So what y'all think about the bows, man? What did y'all look through? Tell me what you think. Did you see what you thought? I know Chuck said something about the tuning system on the Hoyt. He thought it was pretty cool. Fine tuning, the systems with your group and your walk back. I mean, it's amazing to be able to do little things like that. 3 bow companies launching all on the same day. I think that's a little unreal, a little interesting. There's no secret what brand I shoot. Everybody knows it. So I'll be shooting a carbon bow this year. I'll have an RX-10. I will tell you that a tuning system on a bow makes the hour and 20 minutes to set a bow up for somebody a whole lot faster. Like any tuning system. Because now I can stand at the paper and let you shoot your bow. And I can just do. Before we used to have to be like, oh, we got a right tear. Let's go back to shop. Go back into the shop, put it in the press, take the cam out, move the spacers around, move the shims around, move the top hats around, whatever it was. You had to take the axle out, take the cam off, put it back in, make sure the bow stayed in time while you did all that, put it back together, go out to the paper and shoot it again. Now I can stand at the paper and let it tune and get it like for you. So everybody has a different grip. Everybody pulls a bow a different way. And so it gets tuned for you, and that's the best part about it, is I can do it right there without having to go back and forth from press to a whatever. So that's awesome. I think the bows are definitely, a tuning system is great for a shop test to get us get done faster. On the other side, for a hunter who is trying to tune their bow, walk back, tune their bow, put their broadheads to hit it, so that they know that when they point that sucker and they shoot it, they can hit the spot. They can tinker with it and get it so that their broadheads and their field tips are tuning and hitting in the same spot. So a tuning system is definitely a nice thing to have. So, yep. So what y'all think? Everybody's sitting around now watching. There's about 16, 18 of y'all hanging out in here. We appreciate every one of y'all coming and hanging out. There's always, stuff to talk about on the show. I do this live on Wednesday, and usually we're talking more. Right now it's hunting season and some indoor going on. And we talk about different shoots that are going on. So this past weekend, we had a couple of Georgians overseas shooting at the Kings of Archery, the JVD Open. If you didn't see it, congratulations, George Riles, on his 900 and his win in the senior class. Curtis Broadnack shot him a 900 and made it in the top 5 in the overall Kings of Archery class. And there were several other guys that were over there shooting from Georgia and had a good time and doing their thing. So I ended up shooting on a Saturday this past weekend at the TSO, the Shootout Series, Chattahoochee Series, and we was over at Pike Outfitters over in Zebulon, Georgia. They welcomed us all in to shoot an indoor round for the Chattahoochee TSO. I had a blast. I'm not gonna lie. I am enjoying shooting my bow. I enjoy coaching. I enjoy watching the students succeed. But it is fun to just get back and shoot my bow. This weekend, coming up, man, it was cold too. Saturday, man, you could wear shorts on Saturday. It was crazy. It was 77 degrees on Saturday, and then Sunday comes around and Miss Winter said, "Hey, how y'all doing? Guess you'll be shooting your old bow for a long time." Hey, I understand that. I understand that. Yeah, I will say that I remember when PSE did an individual limb tuning system. It was a long time ago. I think it showed up on the mock. I can't remember which number. But it was individual. You could tune that limb accordingly. So it's not a new system, but I think they've refined it to make it easier and cleaner and very useful, for sure. But I shot Bowtech, and I will say that darn shift the cam left and right, simple, easy, works what you're supposed to do. So the 15th is Saturday. There's the Indoor World Series is shooting the GT Open in Lexingburg. So the guys who are traveling around the world shooting, they'll be shooting somewhere. Also, there is a TSO Chattahoochee event over at Archery Unlimited in Prattville, Alabama. Everybody going to go see Robert and hang out and shoot. They're going to welcome the TSO guys over there to shoot that event. And it is the first S3DA indoor of the year. So if you're an S3DA shooter, it's time to break out the bow, get that 5-spot warmed up. It's in Velocity Archery over, and they're going to do it Tyrone. So they'll be shooting that event. Last I looked, there was about 66 shooters signed up for that event, so that's pretty cool. So there is some shooting going on. Indoor has started. You know, new hunting bows launch, but indoor has started because the hunting season's halfway through for most folks. So Thanksgiving is coming up quickly. So there'll be a couple of different, things going on for that, and everybody will get to eat the fat turkey. So too busy judging. Well, I tell you what, I owned one of them red shirts, and I was a certified judge at one point in life. But it's too many hats, Don. I can't really wear them all, right? Trying my best to do what I do, You went to the judging workshop over in Arizona? That's cool. Yeah, Don, we'll probably see you in a couple of the local stuff. I don't know how many national stuff we'll see you at, but yep. That's awesome. Too many hats, but I turned 50 and decided I wanted to shoot my bow better. So at least you didn't go in the middle of summer. Man, Arizona in the summer is brutal. Brian, you're right. I should be hunting the rut, but you know what? I work a job on Saturday, so that's where I'll be. Yeah, I might get to hunt Sunday or Monday, just depending on how the weather's doing. They're getting rowdy around here. That's a fact. There's a whole bunch of good ones been laid down. Some friends of mine have seen several, and a lot of them are cruising and doing. I do not have any left. I'll tell you, I have some ordered. I do have some left-handeds ordered, but I don't have one in stock right now. I don't know if they just hadn't shipped them yet or what. I hate it for left-handed guys. Oh my gosh, left-handed guys are always second hand. Not that they second-hand bows, but they run the right-handeds first. They always have. So. But yeah, I got some coming. You can give me a call over there at the shop, and I can maybe get you a determined date when they're coming in. So look, if you enjoy this content and watching what you got to do, be sure to follow us at all on social media. We're on every social media app. We're on the Instagrams. We're running on Instagram now. We're on the TikToks. We're on the Facebooks. We're on the X, formerly Twitter. We're on the Snappy Chats, and we're on YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of the different places. Watch the content, see it come. It makes the channel grow. It helps on the algorithm and the whole 9 yards. If you're listening on a podcast app, your favorite podcast app, we're on most of them. The two biggest being Spotify and Apple. We're also on Google, so that used to be. Now it's on YouTube, so YouTube Music. But we're definitely there. So be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. And if you do listen, leave a comment. Leave a comment on these underneath here. Not just when we're talking in the comments now, but go around and like and share. Give me a thumbs up on all the different places that you see this come about. So it's not that every shop. I don't think they've shipped a bunch of left-handed yet. So I don't think it's a shop thing as much as it is just it hadn't come out. I will be awesome to see old Bear come out and shoot sometime. That's a fact. If you have something you want me to talk about on the podcast, or you want to get on the podcast and talk about something that you got going on, you can send me an email, info@georgiaarchery.com. Speaking of georgiaarchery.com, that's where you can find all this information with the calendar, the pictures that we take at all the different shoots. All of these podcasts and audio are pushed out there. There's also some links on the webpage that let me make sure I get you right. www.georgiaarchery.com. It's all spelled out. I have the ASA clubs and ranges listed, so and they're on a map. We're adding every day of new clubs, so you can find them on the map, know where they're at. I also have some archery shops listed, as much as I can do. If your shop's not listed, send me an email and say, "Hey, add me." Um, you can always find the calendar, and then it has a podcast, and it has different stuff about how to contact me and it has archery photos. Man, every time we go to a shoot, we try to take photos of all the major shoots that we go to, all the state organization shoots. We try to do that for sure. So, but I don't think I have any 29 and a half strings. I'll have to look. You need to call. If you call the shop tomorrow, I'll definitely look at them and tell you what I got. Oh man, well it's been one of them days, one of them times we've been doing well. Um, yeah, just give me if you got the number to the shop, or you can look it up. Yeah, just give me a call. I'll see what I got. I do have some strings hanging behind the counter. I'm just not sure what all the strings we have left because it's been a busy season and our string storage has gotten depleted. But I will tell you that if you want to call and order a set of strings, it's taking about 2.5 weeks, and we can get them done for sure. So there was a new archery shop. Well, not a new. I take that back. There's an archery shop that's got this now carrying Matthews. If you didn't see that, there's a new shop or a shop in Georgia that is now a new Matthews dealer. So I don't know if anybody saw that. So great people all over the place. So all of those bows we talked about, go find your local pro shop. I'm gonna sound like MFJJ now. See you later, Brian. If you're go to your local pro shop, closest one to you. If they carry that product, go out there and shoot it. Check it out. See what you want. Um, you know, uh, shoot all of them, try them, test them, feel them, see all the new bells and whistles of all the different bows. Those pro shops would love to have you come buy you a new Christmas present early and spend some money with all of the shops. Without the local pro shops, Amazon don't cut arrows. That's a fact. They don't have a bow press you can send your bow to and get them to set your timing. So you need to support your local bow shops for sure. What you want, you can't afford. Hey, dude, I understand that completely. I understand that more than you ever know. Prices have gone crazy. Me and Robbie talked about it um, on the podcast, and it definitely gone crazy. So, but so has milk, gas, eggs, food, insurance, whatever else, healthcare. Everything's going up. So it's crazy. Well, I appreciate everybody watching till the end here. You know, it's just me today. I have a couple of guys coming in. I I can't tell you that. I don't know that. I can't speak for another archery shop and how they do things. I will say that everybody will tell you that paper tune is just a start. Well, we definitely can get you hooked up, Don. You come out here and see me. Um, stop by the shop sometime when you're on this end of the world. I know you're usually circulating on the other end of the state over there, but you're more than welcome to come by anytime. Anybody's welcome to come by. We just have a good time, always doing things. Well, our shop runs till 7. We open at 8:30 to 7 Tuesday through Friday. Saturday is 8 to 5, but we're closed Sundays and Mondays. But we stay open till 7 for that reason, Brian. We stay open to 7 so that the guy that gets off at 5:30 can run home, get his bow, bring it to the shop, and get something worked on. He may not be able to I may not be able to get it done while he's there, but he can at least drop it off and know that it's going to get fixed, and then he can come back after work the next day or two or whatever, and come back and pick it up, make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. So. Yes, archery shops. That's the problem. I mean, I love art. I've been in this. I've been doing archery for a long time, and it's a big game of how to make sure that you service your customers correctly. Tuesdays is our craziest day. Mark is our shop manager. He always says Tuesday for us is like the Chick-fil-A Monday. Chick-fil-A's closed on Sunday and everybody wanted a chicken sandwich. So what do? They bombard it on Monday. And our Tuesday's the same way because we've been closed on Sundays and Mondays. And so Tuesdays, it gets hopping in there. Everybody's had whatever they've tore up on the weekend or needed something fixed and that kind of thing. And then Fridays are always big because guys are headed to the hunting camp. They need more arrows or more this or more broadheads or some scent or, hey, my peep's twisted or whatever. And we want to get it fixed before we go to camp. So Fridays are always a busy day. And Saturdays, first thing in the morning, usually, I will say during hunting season, first thing in the morning is pretty quiet. And then about the time the guys come out of the stand because they pulled their bow up and they thought, oh my God, why is my peak sideways? Or why is my D-loop look worn? Or whatever. And then they jump out of the tree and come on over to the shop and get it fixed on lunch and then head back to the woods. And we love that. I mean, it's just, and we try our best to do, but you got to have a day off too. You can't work every day. So that's just what we try to do. But, for Georgia Archery, I just want to promote the sport of archery across Georgia. So like I said, we went and seen Pike Outfitters. Great shop. If you're over there on the Zebulon side, go over and see them. They're great people. I talked to Scotty up there at Feathers and Antlers. I actually spoke to him today on telephone, and he does a great job up there. Great guys. Sambo's when he's working and doing. He's always busy. Don't get me wrong. Great guys. Great done. That's just to name a couple off the top of my head. Robbie down there in Albany doing his thing. Leesburg, he is rocking it down there at Shriver Outdoors. And there's so many great shops. You mentioned Outdoor Depot. They do, they do good work. A lot of people have been coming through there. There is tons of shops. Now there's a couple of shops that's closed over time, but it happens. It just is what it is. But that's how the cookie crumbles, right? But yeah, I do appreciate everybody watching and hanging out with me tonight. Talk about the new bows. Go by your local archery shop and check out all of the new bows that have come out. The Dartons came out earlier this year, and the PSEs came out earlier this year, and Bowtech has slowly dropped a few different bows. And there's several bow companies that are going to drop stuff later. It just is what it is. Bear came out with a whole bunch of different bows and different stuff. So there's plenty of bow companies out there that make good quality product. And go by and see your local shop and check them all out. So, but yeah. All right. Well, it looks like we're about to the end of this thing. I tell you what, take someone, teach them how to shoot a bow. It will last them a lifetime. Until next time, I'm Big John. This is Georgia Archery, and we'll see you.